The university courtyard glowed in the soft amber of late afternoon. Students were sprawled across the grass, laughter floating in the air, books forgotten under the weight of youth and sunlight. Among them sat Aisha, her blue hoodie pulled tight around her face, earphones plugged in as if music could drown out the noise of the world. She wasn't one of those girls who owned the room. She was quiet, careful, the type of student professors liked and classmates forgot. Her world was small: library corners, coffee stains on notebooks, and the soft hum of indie songs only she seemed to know. But that day was different, because that was the first day Ryan Carter noticed her. He wasn't supposed to. Ryan was the kind of guy who carried the world's attention like it was weightless. A star of the college debate team, easy smile, hair that somehow always looked like a magazine ad. But while others looked at him, his eyes drifted toward her, the girl with her knees pulled to her chest, sketching something in her notebook with absolute focus. It wasn't her looks that caught him first, it was her stillness in a world that never stopped moving. He watched for a moment longer, then turned away. But the image stayed, lingering like a lyric that wouldn't leave his head. A week later, their paths crossed again, accidentally, almost comically. It was raining, the kind that soaked the world in silver, and Aisha was running toward the library, clutching her bag over her head. Ryan, coming from the other direction, slipped on the wet marble steps and bumped into her. Books scattered. Aisha stumbled. Time froze. "Yeah, I'm so sorry," he stammered, brushing rain from his jacket. "Are you okay?" She nodded quickly, embarrassed, kneeling to gather her books. Her sketchbook lay open on the ground, pages fluttering in the wind. And on one page, in careful pencil strokes, was a drawing of him. Ryan froze. Is that a broken bar?" Aisha's eyes widened in panic. "No, I mean, yes, I was practicing faces." He smiled, half amused, half charmed. "Practicing faces, huh? You're really good at it." She blushed, clutching the book. "Please don't tell anyone." "I won't," he said softly, handing her a drenched notebook. "But you owe me a coffee now." She blinked. "For what?" "For letting you sketch me for free." That coffee turned into hours. They sat in a small cafe tilde copyright near campus, steam curling from their cups, rain streaking the glass behind them. She told him about her art, how she dreamed of illustrating stories that made people feel something. He told her about his debates, how words were his weapon and weakness at once. It was strange, the way their worlds overlapped: her silence and his voice, her canvas and his stage. By the time the rain stopped, something had changed. They didn't know what to call it, but both felt a gentle shift, like the first chord of a song that might just become their favorite. Days turned into weeks, and Aisha found herself looking forward to seeing him sometimes in the library, where he pretended to study but really watched her draw, sometimes at the cafe tilde copyright, where they shared cookies and stories. He was magnetic in a way that didn't pull, but invited, a kind, curious, genuinely listening. And she was the first person who ever saw him beyond his charm, who caught the quiet boy beneath the confident smile. One afternoon, he found her sketching under an old oak tree. "You always draw in silence?" he asked, sitting beside her. "I draw what I can't say," she replied softly. Ryan leaned closer, watching her pencil move. "And what's this one about?" She hesitated. "It's a broken bar about wanting to belong somewhere." He smiled gently. "You already do." When she looked up, his gaze met hers, steady, warm, unhurried. For the first time, she didn't look away. But stories, even the beautiful ones, have moments of distance. As midterms approached, Ryan became busier: debate tournaments, events, rehearsals. Aisha didn't say anything, but she felt the silence grow between them like an echo. Messages went unanswered for days. Coffee dates cancelled. The cafe tilde copyright table where they used to sit stayed empty. One evening, she saw him across campus, laughing with a girl from the debate team. Something inside her tightened. She turned away, telling herself it didn't matter. But when she reached her dorm room, her sketchbook lay open, a half-finished drawing of Ryan smiling, and she couldn't bring herself to finish it. For the first time, her art felt heavy. A week later, she skipped class. She sat by the lake behind campus, sketchbook in her lap, trying to draw something other than his face. The wind carried faint laughter from the distance, couples, friends, life going on without her. She dipped her pencil in water, watching the ink bleed into the page. Then someone sat beside her. She didn't have to look up to know who it was. "I'm sorry," Ryan said quietly. She kept her eyes on the paper. "You're busy." "It's okay." "No," he said firmly. "It's not okay. I should have called. I got lost in everything, and I forgot the one thing that mattered." She sighed, still not looking at him. "Ryan, we're from different worlds." He smiled softly. "Yeah, but I like yours better." That made her look up. His eyes were sincere, tired, honest, and a little scared. "You make me want to slow down," he whispered, "and I don't even know how to do that." Aisha's lips curved into a faint smile. "Maybe start by sitting still." He laughed quietly. "I can do that." And for a long moment, they just sat there, no words, no noise, just the soft rhythm of water and wind. From that day on, they weren't just two people passing through each other's orbits, they were something more solid. They studied together in the library, shared fries in the cafeteria, left sticky notes in each other's books. Ryan would sneak her sketches into his folders, and she'd hide messages in her art inside every doodle, a word, stay, hope, us. He became her muse again, but this time, so did she for him. He quoted her lines in debates, saying things like "sometimes silence says the loudest truths." The audience clapped, not knowing he was speaking about her. Months later, on the night of the college art exhibition, Aisha stood nervously by her display. Her collection was titled Between Words and Lines. The final piece, covered by a cloth, was her most personal yet. Ryan arrived late, dressed in a white shirt and that same easy smile. When he reached her, she didn't speak, she just pulled the cloth away. It was a sketch of the two of them, sitting under the oak tree, their silhouettes joined by sunlight. Beneath it, she'd written, "Some people draw to escape the world. I drew until I found mine." Ryan's throat tightened. "Aisha, a broken bar, this is us." She nodded, blushing. "It's what you helped me see." He stepped closer, lowering his voice. "You know, I don't think I've ever been in a painting before." "You were always in mine," she whispered. And before the crowd, before the lights, he took her hand, not dramatically, not with fanfare, just a simple, certain gesture that felt more real than anything else in that room. Applause echoed around them, but all she heard was the quiet beat of his heart under her fingertips. Graduation came faster than neither of them wanted. There were promises, fears, late-night phone calls, tears in the library, laughter between exams. He got accepted into a law program in another city. She got an offer to study art in Florence. The world, it seemed, was pulling them in different directions. The night before they left, they met again by the lake at the same spot where they had first begun to understand each other. "Do you think we'll still be broken by us?" she asked softly. Ryan smiled. "We already are." He reached into his pocket and handed her a small box. Inside was a silver pencil pendant, engraved with two words, "Draw Forever." Her eyes welled with tears. "You remembered." "I'll remember everything," he said quietly, "especially the girl in the blue hoodie who taught me how to see." She smiled, resting her head against his shoulder as the sky blushed with dawn. "And I'll draw the boy who stayed." Years later, the world moved on. Careers happened. Lives changed. But one sunny afternoon, inside an art gallery in Florence, Aisha's exhibition drew crowds from across the world. In the corner of the display, a single painting caught everyone's eye, two figures beneath an oak tree, hands intertwined, light dancing around them. A small card beneath it read, "The boy who stayed day," inspired by a promise that became a lifetime. And as the visitors admired the piece, one man quietly entered the gallery. He wore a dark coat and carried a single white rose. When Aisha turned around, her breath caught. Time fell away. Ryan smiled softly. "Told you I'd stay." She ran to him, laughing and crying at once. In that crowded gallery, surrounded by her dreams, they embraced Tani not as people who found each other again, but as people who had never really let go. The applause around them faded into the hum of life, and in that moment a simple, pure, eternal the girl who once tried to escape the world found the reason she'd been drawing all alone.